Hey, I'm Will, and I'm at risk. I was about 18 years old on my lunch break from work. I'm standing in his door, right, seeking shelter as I smoke a cigarette. It's pouring outside, and from down the block, I see this man stumbling toward me. All right, I don't take any mind to it. You know, he doesn't have an umbrella or anything. He seems pretty drunk. His hair is pretty long, and his beard looks like it's starting to braid. I just figure he's a homeless man. He stops right in front of me and looks me right into the eyes. And I'm thinking, damn, like, you know, I don't have to hurt this man, you know? Like, I don't want to cause him any physical pain, but, you know, he's obviously drunk. I can smell the liquor on him already. He hasn't even spoken yet. So I wait. He asked me for a cigarette. Fine. I know the struggle. I give him one. He rips the filter off and lights it. He looks at me and says, "Do you know who I am?" "Nah, I don't." "I'm Wolverine." I'm like, "Cool, man, cool." It's like, "You know who you are?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "You're Red Lantern. Your body becomes fire and you become so hot that you can burn through any wall." I'm like, "Oh, cool, man." He's like, "Have you ever heard of him?" Yeah, I'm thinking he's talking about the Human Torch, you know, because that's his power. He looks at me and says, "No, you don't, because I just made him up." Now, you never want to antagonize a homeless, drunken man. You don't know what they're capable of. So I continue to smoke my cigarette. And he tells me, he goes, "You're on my reality TV show. You know that man over there? Cameraman. See that lady with the umbrella? Cameraman. See that lady in the window? She's the director." I'm like, "Cool, man, cool, thanks." He looks at me in my eyes and he says, "You know the one thing I love in this world?" He reaches into his pocket, and this is where my heart sinks to my stomach, like, shit, today out of all days, I'm gonna get stabbed. That's fucking karma for you. So I put my left foot forward and I brace myself because I learned a long time ago, do not ever underestimate a drunken man with nothing to lose. So he sticks his hand in his pocket and he says, "You know the one thing I love in this world?" He sticks his hands out and pulls out a pair of wet panties. He smells them. Fresh pussy. Then he extends his arm to me. "Want to smell?" "No, thanks, man. I had my fair share of fresh pussy today." We talk for a bit, and he finishes a cigarette, and he says, "Before I go, I want to tell you one thing. Don't walk cautiously, walk dangerously." And he stumbled away into the rain. And I stood there, lit another cigarette, and it really stuck with me because it made sense. At that point, it was the greatest lesson I have ever learned. And it has, till this day, it has saved me so many times in the street. Look at me. You know, I've never been robbed. I've never been beaten up in my drunken adventures, because who's gonna fuck with you when every single fucking step you take shakes the ground beneath you? When you walk like you don't give a fuck about anything. Nobody's gonna fuck with you. Nobody fucks with me. When every single moment of anger I've ever had in my whole life is shown on my face at that moment. I walk dangerously. And I'm grateful to that man for telling me that. It changed my life. A couple weeks later, I see him sitting on a milk crate drinking a beer. He looks up at me and says, "What's up, Red Lantern?" And I smile because I couldn't believe he remembered me. I look at him and say, "Walking dangerously, Wolverine, walking dangerously."